So welcome guys to another game from CraftCup number 32. We have Doom spawning as the yellow Terran, and on the bottom side we have Praetoriani NightEnD spawning as the blue Protoss. The map is Helnaga Caverns again, unfortunately, but we will have to deal with it. Hopefully we are going to see a pretty good game. NightEnD is a top 200 players list according to Blizzard top. He used to be actually on number 3 last week. This week I believe he's on number 9. Doom is also a Master League player with about 29 something points. I mean 2,900 and blah 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 points. Sometimes Americans really shorten the longer numbers. Now let's see what the players are going to have prepared for us. As I've said, the winner of today's CraftCup is going to qualify for the King of the Month. And also let me check real fast some of the other players. There are some games from round 4. It's Death Angel is playing with PJ on Khan. Good is playing with RV Sun. Dunk with Elinar, and waiting for some of the other players to join the round of 4. I'm pretty excited about today's CraftCup because there are really a lot of good players who are in. See that NightEnD is being very annoying with his probe. Fortunately the barrack was finished in time. This is the classic actually. Oh okay, a bit of misfortune by Doom. He started the second supply depot before the actual orbital command, which is a bit bad, but he cancelled in time and only losing a few coins. We see a tech lab for Doom on his barracks, while NightEnD is opening classic again with a cybernetic score right after the gate. And now I'm pretty curious what NightEnD is going to do. He's usually a fan of fast expanding, and he's not really. He is going for some all-ins, how some people like to call, if he sees that the opponent is going way too heavily on the expansion and on the macro build. Now we don't see anything researching. Okay, finally conclusive shells. Empire Chaos just whispering me, because usually before the tournament starts I whisper some of the important players I like to keep a good relationship, and because sometimes they forgot to check in, or I'm just curious to see if they are going to play because I want to catch them. And it seems that Empire Chaos forgot about today's CraftCup, and we see a hidden early Ghost Academy. Wow, I haven't seen this since beta, since beta times. Now we see a second gate for NightEnD, and I'm pretty excited about this Ghost Academy. Really, this is how sometimes Terran players played in beta. You took out a fast ghost, which helped you a lot to deal with the early Protoss pressure. Not to mention that your ghost will have accumulated energy, and the problem is that the ghost is very very expensive, and Doom right now is only mining with one SCV from this refinery, so this is not really that great. And a ghost, as I've said, it costs 150 minerals and 150 gas, and the gas is very very expensive. Basically you can't, when you're building a ghost, you can't actually afford to build anything else with your gas. As you can see, the gas is slowly rising, and he will just have enough in time for a second ghost if he wants to. Now let's see what he's going to do after this factory. Immediately throwing down a tech lab and the starport, so he seems, you know, like a bit undecided, but I see that he wants to push he will have to actually by the time he will reach NightEnd's base, he will have energy for the EMP, because this is the reason why you usually build a Ghost versus Protoss. And we see that NightEnd is already mining from his expansion. He has 4 sentries, which are going to help him a lot. Now let's see if Doom is going to manage to do. NightEnd saw the Ghost. Let's see if he's going to AMP the. Oh, nice AMP, but he missed some of the sentries. The thing is that NightEnd is now forced to retreat because a lot of his army is not having shields anymore. In this composition we only see one Stalker because the other Stalkers died. The Ghost got target fired down, and now Doom is target firing the sentries. NightEnd only has one sentry right now. It's a good choice to heal the sentries because they cost a lot of gas, and somehow the Protoss player is keeps them because they are very important. As you can see, usually on this map what I wanted to say this is actually Rage Cyclone. He wanted me to cast his game, but I'm already in a game. Now we see a pretty interesting build choices by Doom with 2 starports. He used the factory to build a tech lab, and he's now producing one Banshee. And from the other starport I don't see anything because he doesn't have the gas. So a lot of heavy builds, even using scan to take down that observer. And now we see that NightEnd is going for Colossus because of this robotics bay, and he's also chrono boosting an observer out. And now let's see, we see another Banshee. So Doom is going for Banshee play, and to be honest, I really liked this early Ghost Academy. He did a pretty nice job by attacking early. Maybe if there wasn't NightEnd his opponent, he would have done much more damage. And the APM of the player, not that it matters too much, but some people want to see it. I'm not sure why. We see that NightEnd is sitting ahead with 173, while Doom is not actually spamming. So again, why do you want to see the APM? I will check it during the fights, maybe then. Now let's see, NightEnd is doing some force fields. He lost some of the Stalkers over there. And now the problem is that there is one Colossus out. Oh, the Banshee are instantly dying because they are getting target fire. And the Colossus is doing a pretty nice job. And it seems that Doom's attack is doomed again. Yeah, so okay, you see the APM right now. So why are you? How is this making you happy? Because you see some numbers. Because I know what the APM does. I know that you can't do macro good macro if you don't have high APM. But how is making this happy if you see the APM? Okay, NightEnd is sitting at 200 and something. But Doom might not actually lose because he has a low APM. He might actually lose because of his choices and so on. This actually reminds me on the early times when I started casting and we casted Romanian players. There were always and always people asking in the chat, "What's the APM? What's the APM?" And now I literally mean this. Every game there was 3-4 guys asking me like, "Really? What's the APM? Oh, he's 300 APM. Oh my god!" But he ended up losing the game because of bad choices. Again, this doesn't mean how fast the the players are just because they are not spamming. Because I see a lot of players who NightEnd moving with some phoenixes around. I see a lot of players that start doing from the beginning of the game and they have like 300 APM and then they start losing the game because they lack of focus and so on. So again, why the APM? We better check out the income tab and see that NightEnD has 72 probes while our Terran player has 37. Even with actually no mules, he's keeping his energy pretty high up. So you see, this is a problem that has nothing to do with APM. You just have to remember, and it's taking you right now about 1 second to call down the mules and start mining. We see three mules call down, and being a bit supply blocked. Now this is also another problem that has nothing to do with APM. You just have to remember to build them. And we see NightEnD flying around with a lot of phoenixes, picking down every Viking that pops out. The reason why Doom is building down Vikings is that the Vikings are the counter to Colossus, and NightEnD now is even mining from the third base, the gold expansion, while Doom is just I think he's pretty nervous because he seemed to be a better player than this, judging from the points. And if we check the food count, NightEnD at 152, while the Terran player is sitting at 104. Even more Colossus building for NightEnD. And let me actually check real fast if one of the best Terrans in Europe is in this tournament. I would really love to see him and cast him. And nope, he is not. I'm talking about Happy, the Warcraft 3 player. Very awesome Terran player in StarCraft 2. You should really check him out. Now let's see. The Terran player seems that he wants to attack. He has no medic vex, 4 Banshees. The problem is that there are a lot of Vikings. Let's check it out. The fight, the Colossus are doing an insanely amount of damage. The Thor survives right now, but there is no ground support army. We saw another AMP, but still NightEnD is sitting at 171 food, while the Terran player is sitting at 44. And NightEnD, oh my god, look at how many phoenixes NightEnD has. 13 phoenixes right now, and he can basically pick every SCV down and kill him. Not to mention that the Banshees become useless, and even the Vikings. So it's a pretty hard matchup for him. He called down a mule to repair this command center. This is not looking good. NightEnD expanding even at this location. And the command center is burning. I'm not really sure that the Terran player Doom is going to be able to take his third expansion. Now he's doing maybe his final attack. The Banshees are getting target fire. It's pretty hard to do them with no cloak. And Doom says okay, and he leaves the game. Now let me check real fast if I'm going to be able to cast some of these awesome games.